hidden pool dangers you don't pay attention to. When you think of swimming dangers, you might think about drowning or dealing with animal encounters. But there are so many other dangers hiding in a public swimming pool and other large bodies of water that you can't even imagine. Keep watching so you can keep on having fun in the sun and avoid getting sick. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to join us on the bright side of life. Number 9. Feces in a pool can make you sick. This is more common than you think, more common than anyone would want to acknowledge. No one blames you if you don't want to think about this one because it's pretty stinky. But it's important to consider it when it comes to pool safety. The Center for Disease Control found that 58% of water filters they examined in public pools tested positive for E. coli, the bacteria found in feces. You can get sick with cryptosporidium if you happen to open your mouth and swallow water in a contaminated pool. Ironically, getting sick with crypto can give you diarrhea, nausea, and stomach cramps for up to 3 weeks. If you've had children over to your house pool and you've spotted a dirty diaper in the water, empty the pool of swimmers and follow the CDC's recommendations for disinfecting your pool. Number 8. You can get an ear infection. When water is left in your ears from your swimming escapades, it can become a breeding ground for bacteria. Unbalanced disinfectant levels in a pool increase the risk of getting swimmer's ear. You might not know you have it at first, since the symptoms are pretty mild. But after a few days, you can go from, "Oh, my ear feels funny," to, "What the heck is happening?" Make it stop hurting. The good news is that the infection can usually be treated with ear drops. The best way to prevent this is to dry your ears after swimming. Make sure you don't go too far into your ear canal and that you dry your ears gently with a soft cloth, patting only the outside part. Number 7. Copper and iron can turn your hair green. If you are blonde or have light hair and visit a swimming pool, you might get a shock when you look in the mirror afterward and notice your hair has changed color. Chlorine does have a little bit to do with this phenomenon, but what really causes it is the way chlorine interacts with copper pipes and other metals in the water. To stop looking like the Grinch, you'll need a shampoo designed to be used by swimmers. It should have ingredients that can get the metal out of your hair. To prevent it from happening, wet all of your hair before getting into the water. This will slow down how fast the chlorine and metals are absorbed by your hair. Number 6. Chlorine can set off your asthma. This might be TMI, too much information, but the characteristic chlorine smell is what you get when chlorine mixes with sweat, hair, urine, and skin. It's natural that the harsh chlorine smell in a pool is unpleasant to many people. However, for asthma sufferers, that strong smell can actually irritate their lungs. And they don't even have to be in the water for their asthma to get worse. A study published in the European Respiratory Journal followed a group of people who worked in indoor pools. It tested the participants by asking them to stay away from the chlorine pools for several days. The study showed that a lack of exposure had either removed all asthmatic symptoms or drastically reduced them. Number 5. You can get athlete's foot. You go to the salon and get a pedicure so you can flash perfect nails when you go to the pool later on, only to leave the pool with a bad case of athlete's foot. Unfortunately, swimming pools are one of the top places where athlete's foot gets passed on, along with communal showers and changing rooms. If there's a person swimming in the pool with athlete's foot, there might not be anything you can do while in the water, but you can take steps to prevent it. Always wear sandals when you are in the public areas that surrounds the pool. Wash your body and feet after you've been in the pool, and pat your feet dry immediately after leaving the pool. You can also wear water shoes, so you'll know there's absolutely no chance you'll get athlete's foot. Number 4. Pool lights can be electrical hazards. Electrocution from pool lights in states of disrepair has occurred, and not many people are aware of it. After all, how often do you think of the electrical equipment in the swimming pool you're about to have fun in? Avoiding this situation requires regular pool maintenance. As a visitor, you can ask how often the pool is maintained. As a pool owner, it's a good idea to get someone in regularly to check that the electrical equipment in the pool remains covered and protected. If you are in a pool and you get a tingling sensation on your body, leave the water immediately as there might be an electrical current. If you suspect that someone is getting electrocuted, turn off all the power and call for help. Number 3. Be aware of dry drowning. It sounds like a horror story. Someone survives drowning in water and seems to be all right, only to succumb to dry drowning less than an hour later. When a person faces drowning, they might gulp down water. Even if they have been rescued, if they have taken in water, the muscles in the windpipe can begin to constrain in the minutes that follow. The water that was ingested can begin to fill up the lungs with fluid. These mechanisms make it so that a person's breathing can become completely restricted. If someone survived drowning and they are coughing or beginning to gasp for air, it's best to head directly to the emergency room. To prevent this situation, always head to a doctor after a near drowning. Number 2. Chlorine can damage your hair. So many people put so much effort into making sure their hair is healthy, shiny, and strong. So it can be very disappointing when a single day at the pool makes your hair dry and brittle. If you think about it, it makes sense. Chlorine is a harsh chemical meant to get rid of harmful bacteria. Unfortunately, it can get rid of the healthy oils in your hair in the process. Chlorine can weaken your hair strands, cause split ends, and even cause discoloration of your hair. And it's not like getting nice highlights. In extreme cases, if your hair was already damaged to start with, prolonged exposure to high levels of chlorine can lead to some of your hair falling out. The best way to prevent any damage befalling your precious locks is to wear a swimming cap. If you aren't a fan of a cap, then rinse your hair as soon as you leave the water. You can also apply oils to your hair. Number 1. If you are sick, you could be a danger to others. It's important to be mindful of these hidden swimming dangers that might be waiting for you in a pool. But it's also vital that you know how to be a good neighbor and not bring bacteria to others. This might get personal for a moment, but if you've recently had diarrhea, it might be best for you to stay at home or go on a hike instead. You might think all's well, but people who are recovering from diarrhea and go swimming can spread the cryptobacteria to others. If you have an open wound, it won't only be your already painful wound at risk of getting worse, but can also pass germs to other swimmers. Besides, chlorine can irritate your wound even more, so it's best to wait until your wound is fully healed. Swimming is an amazing way to stay fit, so don't let these facts scare you. Instead, just make sure the swimming pool you're visiting gets regular maintenance and has passed all safety inspections. So tell us, Brightsiders, have you experienced any of these hidden swimming dangers? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and click subscribe to stay on the bright side.